Spurs being outscored by 7 here in the fourth with under 7 minutes to play. Here's Parker over Armstrong. Tony Parker, who got the winner last night in Phoenix with under 4 seconds to go, hits this one.
He loves to shoot the ball when he's going left. He can put it down 1 or 2 times, and that's a high percentage shot for him.
How about 6 or 7 from the field for Tony Parker tonight? And there's Armstrong feeding P.J. Brown. And the personal foul, and the foul is against Rasho Nesterovic, and that'll be it for Rasho as he commits his 6th personal.
Well, here you see Tony Parker, a little hesitation. He freezes Darrell Armstrong and stops and pops, raises right over the top of the quicker guard, or the guard that's as quick, I should say. I don't know if there's anybody at that point guard position as quick as Tony Parker in this league.
So Rasho Nesterovic fouling out for the 3rd time this year with 9 points, 2 rebounds on 4 for 7 shooting. P.J. Brown with the free throws. And again, it's a 4-point game. So the Hornets hanging in there, undermanned as they are, without Baron Davis and David Wesley, their starting backcourt. Plus Jamal Mashburn, who has not played yet this year. Here is Parker again from outside, hitting a 3. Tony Parker has scored the last 5 Spurs points.
That's a huge plus for Tony Parker. He's a young player who's not afraid to take the big shot. He relishes the opportunity.
And the lead is 7 into McGlory, now to Augman. Augman looked like he charged. Spurs picking it up. And they're going to call Stacey Augman with the personal foul on Bruce Bowen. And that is the 5th team foul against the Hornets. So with nearly 6 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter, the Hornets already in the penalty. And Tony Parker making sure the Hornets staying at bay with the 3.
He should spend less time calling me and more time making grandbabies.
I used to gripe about the lack of calls.
Those were the days.
One more call and she's out of the will.
Get that away from me.
Dad?
I'm still here.
Phone for Norman.
Can you ever call too much? Find out. Get unlimited nationwide SBC long-distance calling for just $20 a month, guaranteed. One more way, we bring it all home.
I don't want drugs.
I don't need alcohol.
I just want to have fun.
And that's how I felt as a kid. That's why I joined the Pizza Hut Drug-Free Youth Basketball League. It gave me a safe place to play and develop my skills.
It gave me a great player to work with as an adult.
Right now at Pizza Hut, a large meat lover's pizza or pepperoni lover's pizza for just $10.99 comes with a free 2-liter and helps contribute to the league.
All right, show me what you got. Uh-oh.
Pizza Hut, helping kids become champions.
I'll be as hardy of mind as I am of body. I'll be a straight shooter and a square dealer. My family name will be sacred, and my word will be as good as any contract. I remember Villalmo. I'll stick by my friends, and I'll eat more chicken fried steak. Thank you.
Stop by your local HEB fan stand and register to win a trip for 2 to a Spurs road game, courtesy of Southwest Airlines. While you're there, check out the great values on craft products. And you could also win a family 4-pack of tickets to Fiesta, Texas, or a new Jeep Liberty from your Texas Jeep dealers. Well, you look at the numbers, the Spurs shooting 54% from the field, 50% from 3, and holding the Hornets to 39.7, and the Spurs second in the NBA, holding opponents to 39.8, so they're getting the job done defensively, shooting-wise, but it's a tight game here.
Well, it's a tight game because they've also sent the Hornets to the free throw line 30 times, and they've converted 25 for 83%, so the Hornets doing a fantastic job stepping up to the free throw line and knocking them down.
And Bruce Bowen, as you look at Baron Davis, again sitting this one out, 4th game for him. Bowen, a 54% free throw shooter, hitting the first free throw. 1 out of 2. 8-point lead for the Spurs. Hornets with Armstrong down to P.J. Brown, Steve Smith, Augman, and McGlure. Manu harassing Augman. Again, P.J. Brown over Duncan, and P.J. Brown now with the field goal. He is 5 of 9 and 12 points in the game, and the lead is down to 6.
These big men can score inside. When the Spurs were successful, it's because they kept them away from the bucket.
And the ball knocked away, and a steal. So yet another turnover committed by the Spurs.
Tim Duncan's got to shoot that ball in the lane, and there's no way that he has to pass that ball out of the lane when he's only 6 feet away to Malik Rose.
Here's Armstrong. Falling down is Parker, and they're going to call the blocking foul. And Parker looked like he got hit in the head. And the personal is on Parker. That's 5 on Tony as he got hit in the head and slow getting up.
Well, he gets tripped up right there. He steps on McGlure's foot.
And an accidental foul.
Yeah, and it's just bowling for bodies.
Good term. However, that's 5 fouls on Tony Parker, and that will necessitate Charlie Ward to come in the game, and Tony can get that head to feel a little bit better as he goes to the bench. Under 5 minutes to go in regulation. A 6-point lead for the Spurs. Armstrong discontinued, and they didn't call it.
Well, it looked like Bruce Bowen got a hand on that pass. I know the fans are upset about it. Popple's upset about it as well, but it looked like Bruce knocked it back to Darryl Armstrong.
Here's Ginobili. As we wind down to 4.5 to play in the fourth. Ginobili getting into Rose. Going up, no foul. Rose again, and now a foul. Great persistence by Malik Rose, and really making an impact on his return after missing 2 games with the ankle injury and sparse time even before that.
He's just giving it his all down low. He's doing anything and everything to get that shot. I mean, this is a guy who is working. You think you're going to sleep well tonight? Might sleep for about 15 hours.
Steve Smith committing the foul as Rose makes the first. So Malik Rose on the free throw line tonight, 5 for 7 coming into this free throw, and a chance to give the Spurs an 8-point advantage. And he does. Malik Rose coming off the bench tonight with 16 points, 7 rebounds on 5 for 9 shooting, and a terrific all-around effort.
It's pretty safe to say that he's played himself out of the doghouse.
If there is a doghouse. You would know better.
There is one. I'll tell you right now.
You would know better than I. Here's Armstrong firing up a 3. It wasn't his longest 3. He hit one from before midcourt at the end of the half, and it cuts the lead to 5 with under 4 minutes to go now.
He's a gamer.
Ward finding Bowen. Good ball movement, but the Hornets are rotating well. Bowen in and out. And the loose ball picked up by McGlure. And here come the Hornets, undermanned as they are, a scrappy team. Tim Floyd has them well coached.
No question about it. They haven't given up at all in this game.
And Steve Smith firing the 3. And it goes through after hitting the top of the backboard. Very nearly went over the top, Sean. And now the lead is cut to 2, 88 to 86. Incredibly, as we get down to crunch time here in the fourth quarter.
Right, and Steve Smith knew that was a lucky shot. He just turned around and had to smile about it.
And here's Duncan working against Brown. The double team comes out. Ward for 3. Duncan tapping it out to Ginobili. Good play by Tim Duncan and a new clock for the Spurs.
Dick, Tim's got to be aggressive here. I mean, he can't continue to look for the double team every time he catches the ball. He's got to catch the ball and take it to the bucket.
And Malik Rose waiting for the double team. Ward missing the 3-point attempt. And now with an opportunity to tie the game are the New Orleans Hornets with 2:39 to go and a timeout called by the Hornets. Amazingly, they remain in this game with 2:39 to go.
You see Steve Smith here. I mean, he did not have his feet set. That ball touches everything. Could have touched the Jumbotron, and it finally falls.
There's a feeling in my heart that I can't explain. Is this love? The look in your eyes I just can't explain. Is this love?
Texans love to pile it on. Dodge piles it on, too, with the most powerful line of pickups in Texas, like the Lone Star Ram. Decked out with a 345 horsepower available Hemi, huge 20-inch wheels, and more. Grab one with 0+, 0% financing, plus up to $3,500 in values, plus our 770 powertrain limited warranty. And your Texas Dodge dealer will be loading you up with the best values in America.
To be great at fast breaks takes more than just being fast. It takes teamwork. It takes skill. But above all, it takes experience. And you just can't beat experience.
How would you like to live tax-free for a year? Stop by any Jackson Hewitt location in the San Antonio area and enter in the Jackson Hewitt tax-free for a year giveaway. One lucky grand prize winner will win 4 VIP tickets to the Spurs Mavericks game on March the 5th. Call 1-800-234-1040 for the Jackson Hewitt location nearest you to register to win. Spurs are shooting 30% from the field in this fourth quarter, being outscored 22-13. And now the Hornets with an opportunity to tie the game. The Spurs have 1 timeout left and a 20. The Hornets have 2 full timeouts and a 20, and neither team has a foul to give.
Spurs are definitely disappointed they're in this situation. They should have easily wrapped this game up already.
9 on the shot clock. Smith back to Armstrong with 5 on the clock. Armstrong and Smith hitting big threes to bring him back. Armstrong with a push shot ties the game at 88.
And that's why you don't want to find yourself in a situation where a guy like Darryl Armstrong can make plays on you.
And the Dodge note, an 11-point edge for New Orleans this quarter. Here is Duncan, double team. Gets it out to Ginobili. 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Here's Parker for 2. Tipped out, and it goes out to Ginobili. Last tie we had in this game back in the first quarter at 18 all, and now we're even in 88 apiece with 15 on the shot clock. And here is Ginobili looking for Rose. Parker for Duncan. And tough defense out there. 6 on the clock. Manu and Duncan with the offensive rebound will go in and lay it in, and a foul. It was all there for Tim Duncan, and he took advantage of it.
Yeah, I really thought that he's been a little too passive in this game tonight. He finally gets a break. He keeps himself on the offensive glass. Probably got away with a little bit of a push-off there against Stacey Augmon, but has the focus and the determination to put that ball back in.
And that is the 4th foul for McGlure as Tractor Trailer checks into the game. And Duncan missing the free throw. And it's a 2-point game and another timeout. See if it's a full or a 20. It is a full timeout. So the Hornets have 1 full and a 20, as do the Spurs. And this is too close for comfort with 1:29 remaining. And the Hornets trailing the Spurs 90-88.
There's a feeling in my heart that I can't explain. Is this love? The look in your eyes I just can't explain. Is this love? I lose myself after being. So tomorrow, will you feel the same? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love?
Number 29. That's not just anybody's burger. No, sir. That's your burger. A hot, juicy, double meat, 100% pure American beef burger with cheese. It didn't exist before you ordered it. Looks like it's chow time.
What a burger!
Just like you like it.
Well, you might say, who needs Baron Davis? Darrell Armstrong starting for him, getting the basket now with 30 points, the season's high.
And you watch that double clutch. I mean, he has the presence to know that Manu Ginobili's trying to block that shot from behind. That's a huge shot. He's a big-time talent, and like we said, you can't be an opportunity. You can't give yourself an opportunity for this guy to make plays.
Well, you know they're undermanned, but sometimes undermanned teams dig down deep and play above their heads.
Oh, no question about it. And besides the fact, Darrell Armstrong is 9 for 9 from the free throw line.
Armstrong hits another one, 32 points to tie the game at 90. And down to nearly a minute remaining. And this crowd is stunned because of the rally by the Hornets here. And here is Malik Rose working his way in. And the blocking foul will send Rose to the line. And if you want anyone going to the free throw stripe in the latter stages, it's Malik Rose.
Oh, like you said, with the highest percentage right now of anybody out there on the floor.
Tractor Trailer with his fourth. Spurs tonight are 13 for 22 from the line, 59%. But Rose is 6 for 8.
Hey, you're doing a good job tonight not jinxing anybody.
Happens once in a while, Sean. I get away with it. But we're not out of the woods yet.
I hear you.
Spurs regain the lead by 2, 92 to 90. And the timeout. Hornets calling the timeout. They had a full and a 20. And this looks like this is a full timeout. Another game going down the wire on the back-to-back. Last night, a 2-point win. Right now, a 2-point lead.
Zip, zip, zip. Gotta fill her up fast. I need snacks and drinks, and my car needs gas. Heading down to the Diamond Shamrock Drive-In. Zip out. Fill it up, baby. And be on your way now. Don't drive yourself crazy. Head for the corner store. Drive-In. Zip out.
I said, Joe, think of the family. It's comfortable. It's not too big, not too small. It's got a DVD. End of discussion.
I said, Liz, we need a man's SUV. I mean, this thing tows like a son of a gun, and it's got a Hemi. Done deal.
The all-new Durango. Big size, smooth ride, Hemi power.
And Joe completely understood.
Liz finally saw it my way. Soda?
The all-new Dodge Durango, starting under $26,600.
Hornets left with a 20-second timeout. Spurs have a full and a 20. No fouls to give for either team, but now the Spurs have to do it on the defensive end, Sean.
Well, rule number one here, coming out of the timeout, don't let Darrell Armstrong catch the basketball. Keep it out of his hands at all costs. I mean, you've tried every type of defense. You've tried to trap him a few times on pick and roll. He's too elusive. If he catches that ball, he can do anything with it. He can step outside, hit a three ball, or penetrate and dish it to somebody else for a shot.
Stacey Augmon will inbound. He's got Armstrong, Trailer, McGlure. And Steve Smith, the fifth Hornet. 18 on the shot clock. Here is Stacey Augmon. Very tight defense. Ginobili very nearly steals it. Smith fires it up and hits a three. Steve Smith with another critical three down the stretch, and the Hornets lead 93 to 92. Under a minute to go. Spurs still have a full and a 20 in the timeout department. 42 seconds to go, and Bowen, and it's deflected. Rose fighting his way in, and he's fouled. And again, Rose will go to the line with a little more than half a minute remaining in regulation.
Malik Rose with determination on the offensive glass, but again, Steve Smith. When we talked about how he treats his former teams, this guy just needed a speck of daylight to get that shot off, and he was gesturing toward the Spurs bench after he nailed that three ball.
He's 3 for 5 from threes, and that is for Stacey Augmon. His third foul, and Rose making the free throws. So once again, the Spurs have the right guy on the free throw line. 9 of 11 tonight. for Malik Rose, and looking to break the tie.
He's done his job at the free throw line for sure.
Spurs lead by 1, and Tim Floyd will call the last timeout for New Orleans. It is a 20.
From the doghouse to the penthouse, I'm Malik Rose saving this team with his work at the free throw line.
20 points, 5 for 9 from the field, 10 of 12 from the line, as you mentioned, 8 rebounds. What a return, but now, once again, on the defensive end, but this time it is a 1-point lead for the Spurs.
And you also might expect New Orleans to go 2 for 1 here. They can't get 2 shots off in 37 seconds. There's the penetration by Bruce Bowen. Malik Rose, that determination, comes up with the rebound and just continues to attack the bucket.
You knew he wouldn't stay down for long.
No way. I mean, not Malik. He's too valuable an asset for this ball club.
And Augman will inbound. We'll see if they play for 2 for 1. 13-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Bowen all over Smith. They're not going to let him get anything off. They don't want to foul either, because that would be 2 shots. And here's Ginobili, and nearly knocked it away. Augman going in with a reverse layup, and McGlure follows with the basket. And the Spurs now trail by 1, 95-94 on Jamal McGlure's reverse layup with 20.6 on the clock and a timeout called by Pop.
Well, Pop's upset because his guys go out and gamble. There's no reason for that right there. Manu's trying to go for the steal, but you just got to play solid defense in this situation. When you gamble and it doesn't pay off late in the game, your teammates pay behind you, because now the Hornets have numbers. Tim Duncan goes for the block, and look at McGlure. No one to keep him off the offensive glass. You got to stay set and play solid defense here. Make them earn the points.
And so McGlure with 17 points, Armstrong with 32, Smith with 12. And the Spurs now, with the timeout, will have only a 20-second timeout remaining. 20.6. They can play for the last shot of the game as they trail by 1. And the critical thing is you got to get the ball in bounds.
Yeah, yes, you do. You have to get the ball in bounds. I don't think there will be a problem with that. But Darrell Armstrong is lurking, and that guy's a menace on the defensive end as well as the offensive end.
You don't want to use your last timeout trying to get the ball in bounds, because you can't.
No, I mean, that would be a disastrous situation for the Spurs.
And here's what happened last night in Phoenix. The hero last night was Tony Parker, as Parker got open for the jumper to give the Spurs the 2-point victory as they won 86-84 at Phoenix, and they're locked in another nail-biter tonight. And here's Malik Rose, who has been phenomenal off the bench. The Hornets on a 31-19 run here in the 4th quarter, as Bowen will inbound with 20+ remaining. Duncan. And here's Parker. Duncan wants the ball. McGlure defending him. Duncan off the glass, scores! Duncan giving them a 1-point lead. The Hornets are out of timeouts. Final seconds. No foul. No foul. And here is Armstrong firing it up and hitting a 3 with 1.5 to give them the lead again. Darrell Armstrong with 35 points, hitting the 3. And what is this guy doing against the Spurs? And I thought Duncan's basket would be enough.
Dick, we talked about it the entire ball game. You cannot give a team an opportunity to make a play down the stretch. And Darrell Armstrong has done it all night long. What I love about this move with Tim Duncan, he doesn't wait around for a double team. He takes it upon himself to get the job done, and he ends up scoring the bucket. But Darrell Armstrong has hit big shot after big shot after big shot, and he all night long.
And Sean, he did it with Duncan in his face, and he scores the big basket. And now the Spurs trail by 2, and you can see the reaction when Armstrong hit the basket, disbelieving. Armstrong hitting the 3 at the end of the half, right before midcourt line.
Well, that's why I really thought that their number one priority is to keep the ball out of his hands, because once he gets it, he can do anything with it.
1.5 left. Not much time, and the Spurs trailing by 2. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, you're telling me. I mean, Darrell Armstrong has had a game of his career.
But it is the high point of his career. But now the Spurs trying to win it with a touch in the shot. Here is Duncan with the shot, and that'll do it. And the New Orleans Hornets, coming back from 18 points down on 2 occasions, have come back and won the game. Tim Floyd's club stays in there. Steve Smith against his former team, hitting some critical threes. And tell you what, I was ready to crown Malik Rose as being the hero for the Spurs tonight with his great play off the bench. But Darrell Armstrong with 35 points and hitting the big threes and the big basket to win it. Does it, and the Hornets win it by a score of 98-96. And we'll come back to wrap up this game in a stunned SBC Center here in San Antonio. We'll be right back.
This is NBA action. This week we follow Kevin Garnett of the surging Minnesota Timberwolves, along with a team that's even hotter, the Detroit Pistons. Plus, the Knicks are in the hands of a Hall of Fame coach. We'll look back at Allen Iverson's trip to the 2001 Finals and bring you the top 10 plays of the week.
Lob underneath, and a beautiful pass, Francis to Cato. That brings everybody to their feet.
Get out! He's unstoppable! You cannot believe what we just saw! Oh, man, what a dunk!
Tear up that rim, young fella.
Sensational! Ooh, I'm shaking in my chair! Oh, at home!
We tip things off by taking you into the action in the Western Conference with Kevin Garnett and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
First time in a long time I'll see a better kind of spirit. You know, we have a lot of new guys here. It's sort of like a fresh vibe, so to speak. You know, I think everybody's eager. We're all anxious.
Kevin is especially anxious to get past the first round of the playoffs. And recently, the Timberwolves took on the team that knocked them out last season, Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. One of Minnesota's new additions, Sam Cassell, scored 15 of his 26 points in the first quarter. And the big ticket wasn't far behind.
How about this one? Nobody picks up Kevin Garnett. Right down the lane, slam dunk. The second-year player to Missouri, the rebound, bounce pass down court. Kobe behind his back. Scoop layup is good.
Yeah, but aside from this play, Kobe was contained by Minnesota.
Down the lane, scoop, handoff pass, nobody there, so they turn it over. Spree then goes down court to Sam, trailing Kevin. What a dunk by Kevin Garnett.
The Timberwolves led it by 14 at halftime and then blew the game open in the second half. Leading the way was Latrell Sprewell, who finished with 30 points.
Pitch it right back outside of Rush. Had it deflected right to Hassel. Down court Spree. Layup good. He went by Bryant. AG against Cook. Bumping, leaning in, driving. Finger roll, yes.
And the T-Wolves earned a measure of revenge with a 106-90 victory. Last week, Minnesota hit the road for New Orleans to take on the Hornets.
Cassell looking in the box where Garnett and Brown are all wrapped up. Here's Hassel in the lane. Turns and gets it.
Minnesota has the NBA's best road record, and they showed the Hornets why. Kevin Garnett finished with 22 points and 14 rebounds, while Latrell Sprewell continued to energize the Timberwolves.
Sprewell baseline, got it, plus the foul.
Meanwhile, Garnett was spreading the ball around, getting teammates like Mark Matson involved in the offense. The Hornets' offense was in the hands of Baron Davis.
Takes the ball and lays it home. Not that one. Baron Davis.
Trailing in the final 2 minutes, Flip Saunders and the Timberwolves knew just where to turn.
The big ticket. Turns, pump fake, wants the shot. Yes! Minnesota in the lead.
And the Timberwolves got their 3-game road trip off on the right foot by defeating New Orleans 94-89. Next up, the Spurs, with former Timberwolf Rasho Nesterovic and superstar Tim Duncan.
Bowen hit his last shot. Here is the 3-on-1 break, and Sprewell lays it in. So Latrell Sprewell off to a brilliant start.
Minnesota came out hot, but by the end of the first half, San Antonio led it by 4 behind their big man Tim Duncan and electrifying guard Manu Ginobili.
Manu Ginobili is scoring 2 points on his return to action, and that is a spectacular